But the thing I'm trying to tell you is like, how you treat people matters. And inclusion is that piece that we keep forgetting. Don't recruit a whole bunch of folks and don't have a place for them to develop and be fostered. Like, we treat diversity as if we sit a student who's not like everybody else in class to be a lesson for everybody every day indirectly. And that's not what diversity should be.
And Kevin, I want to bring you in on this because this is what you do.
To diversify populations, we have to lead with inclusion. And inclusion is nothing but culture. And I tell everybody, if you have diversity without inclusion, that's simply decoration. They're painting the house, saying I'm doing the right thing, the real good thing. But in essence, let's be honest, the house is on fire. And when you keep hiring folks from diverse communities into this house and they don't stay, we have to ask the question of culture. And I want you to be able to connect these principles, as weird as it feels and sounds sometimes, trying to fight through what culture is and how to change or shift culture. That's what we're talking about. Get you 10% more involved, we can bump our bottom line by 10%. If I can get those people off the bench that have skill sets that aren't being utilized because we ain't talking to them. When we express what we need, are we willing to step up and do it? You know, research tells us that once that expression happens and inclusion appropriately surfaces within organizations, there's a 40% bump in revenue. Because what I realized is as we started looking in the 60s, we talked about equality. But what we started noticing is that even with equality, we crystallized the inequity. Everybody knows this slide, and you've probably seen it at some point. That's why these boxes are joining us on stage. And the thing that I have a problem with is when we think about the concept of equality, this is what we thought could happen in our time, right? Equity said, all right, we need to adjust, and we need to provide for those who need more where we can. But then somebody said, the only way to really get rid of this issue is to dismantle the fence. Maybe we just need to knock the fence down. That's justice. We're at a pivotal moment where we continue to ask the question, does race matter? And we're letting go of the fact that racism is the point. Levine et al. Put out an article that said roughly about 100,000 black folks die every year due to racism in our healthcare system. It's about 274 folks a day. I want to talk about the language of health disparities, and particularly how the language, the way we continue to talk about it, the way we continue to do research on it, the way we continue to practice medicine, the way we continue to do outreach, reproduces a culture of sickness. The one portion of disparity that I think is just so often ignored is the idea of inequity that causes disparity. Disparity just flatly is nothing more than showing a large gap between two groups as far as an outcome. So what we're really talking about is inequity and how inequity is driving that gap. Right? No one should have a higher risk of death because of the color of their skin. What I know is that hospitalizations will happen, but nobody should be having a higher risk of hospitalizations because of how they love. What I'm saying is equity changes the chances of outcomes to give us the equality that we're looking for, right? Equity is not the outcome, it's in the process.